Okay, so at this point, I assume you've downloaded the app, you've gone through the welcome screens, you've created a character, and you're in the map. But you're probably in the wrong place. So the first thing you do is press the locate button, and that's going to move your character to where you are in real life. The next thing we're going to do is create a new game. So let's click on the create new game. Name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it Fun, Fun, Fun. Wow, it is very loud here. Okay, so when you play, is this a muffler or on purpose? I wonder. It's hard to tell these days. Anyway, so you play for general entertainment or skill tokens. Now, you don't have any skill tokens because you haven't played yet. As you play more games, you get more skill tokens. So we're going to just play for general entertainment. Let's do it immediately. The duration of a game depends on the people that you're with. Generally, half an hour is a good starting game time. Like, you can do a longer game if you have more people and you have a larger game area. I'm going to just do 10 for this demonstration game. Okay, so next is you play. You're going to draw where you want the game to take place. So I'm going to draw. Maybe that's too big, actually, but we'll find out. So everything that happens in the game is going to happen in this area. We want to use items because they make the game more interesting, sort of magical powers. Where items in the crown are placed, so sidewalks are not always labeled in these maps. And so also pick roadsides. Roadsides, well, there you have the answer to the question. I think it was a muffler. I'm not sure still. Okay. Roadsides are very small roads, so generally sidewalks and roadsides. You can also do parks and buildings. Only do buildings if you have complete access to the buildings, because obviously you don't want to be trespassing places. You want to use location. This makes the game an in real life game. Basically, without this on, you can do whatever you want by just touching, and the game doesn't make much sense, but Apple requires me to have this option for you. So there you go. Password. If you have enough skill tokens, you can publish your games, and then a lot of people can play them at once, and maybe you want to restrict them to like your in crowd or whatever, and you can put a password on them. But for now, you don't have any skill tokens, and you can't publish games for everyone to play at once, so just continue. Now let's create this game. Okay, so the first thing we see is the crown appears. That's the ultimate goal of the game, is to capture that crown and hold it to the end of the game. Everybody is going to try to steal it from you. You steal the crown by getting close to the person with the crown, and you'll take the crown from them. And close means like maybe 10 yards or so. When someone loses the crown, they are immobilized. They can still play items, but they can't run after you. They're like stuck where they are. I'll demonstrate this in a bit. Then also in the games, you see these items like the mystery item and the freeze bomb. Those are magical powers that allow you to get an edge on your competition. Okay. So let's go and get a couple items and get the crown and see what happens. Okay. Make sure I don't get run over. Oh, a word. First of all, about GPS. So GPS bounces off buildings. So when you're very close to a building, you might even appear as if you're on the other side of the road. Boy, I wish New York City did not have leaf blowers, because all this does is make everybody with allergies have them worse. I mean, what's wrong with a broom? Anyway, so we're getting closer to this item. It's a mystery item. That means that we don't know what it is until we get it. How you get an item? You get close enough. So I'm walking through and I see where I'm going. It's on the other side of the street, but probably I'll be able to get it from this side. But I'll go to the other side. As you get closer to the item, it will change from green to yellow and then finally to red right before you get it. If you can't get close enough to an item, then eventually the item will expand to include you. So we got a invisibility bomb. What this allows us to do is make a whole bunch of people invisible. This is useful if you are like on your team. You can make your team invisible and then attack another team, or you can make another team invisible to disorient them so they can't see where they're going. Let's go get this. I'm going to play the invisibility bomb. Okay, and now I'm invisible. Obviously, I can see where I am, but no one else can, if there were other people in this game. Let's go get this other mystery item over there, and then we'll go get the crown. So the item has run out. They're pretty short-lived. Maybe I'll make them longer in the future. You can change how long they are, but you can't change the maximum. Let's go see what this other mystery item is. And I want to get the freeze bomb. So the way that the freezes work is when you freeze somebody, they're stuck where they are for the duration of the item. But not only that, but if they continue to move regardless, then the game will tell them that they have to go back, and they won't be able to get more items. They won't be able to play the crown. Get the crown. So basically, they're stuck where they are, and if they don't adhere to the freeze, then they'll be frozen longer. You'll see what I mean. I'll demonstrate it. So we're going to get this other item. That is a fake steal. Oh no, a fake path. So the way a fake path works is you draw on the map where you want to look like you're going. I'm going to go that way. And then you can continue in the opposite direction. It adds a layer of subterfuge to the game. And it's actually quite useful if you're running after the guy with a crown and you want to make it look like you're going around one way to intercept them, when in fact you're maybe going at them head on. Okay, let's go get this so you can see the other characters. The character everybody sees was going that way. Let's go get this freeze bomb, and I'll demonstrate how if you're close enough, you will the item will expand to allow you to get it, even if it's in a hard to get place. So let's say that like this freeze bomb was behind some fence or something because of some quirk in the map, and you can't get to it. You're like, darn it, I can't get this freeze bomb, and I really want it. Or maybe it's even the crown, or et cetera, et cetera. So if you notice in just a moment, when you get close enough, it's going to start expanding. It's that yellow edge. And that means that you're close enough that it'll expand and eventually get to you. So right now it's probably like, I don't know, it could be like 20 years away, but I still can get it. But the rate at which it expands, let's play this freeze. Anyway, the rate that the radius expands is about the same rate that someone walks. So it's not like they would save any time by just standing there. Okay, so when I play this freeze, first I want to pick the duration, which I always pick the maximum. You can also pick a delay so that like you can set up sort of like a bomb, like a delayed bomb. And I'll just make it for 15 seconds for demonstration. So, bam. So now I'm frozen, but let's say I think, I'll keep on walking, right? Well, as you can see, now it says, you must move back to where you were frozen. And you're pretty much disabled. Like, even if you exit the game and come back, you're gonna be forced to go back to this location, even when the freeze finally ends. So let's go back to where we were. Okay, and now we can move again. So let's go get this crown. Let's see where the crown is. Let's back this way. I don't think we're going to get the crown before the game ends, or actually when the game enters a sudden death mode. So when the game's countdown decreases to 0, it enters sudden death if there's for the people that are still playing, and anybody that gets the crown will immediately win, of course, but also all the items will disappear. So at that point, it's basically what items you have in your cache, and then and you can't get any new ones. So basically, it's just a mad rush for the crown, and that serves twofold. Basically, somebody should have the crown at the end of the game, so this should happen very often. But it just makes the very end part that much more intense. Another leaf blower. My allergies. At least he stopped it. That's nice of him. Okay. So let's go get this crown. Is there anything else? Getting items, getting the crown, GPS, being frozen. Oh, teams. I guess I can talk about teams. So when you're playing your first games, you're probably not going to have teams. You're just going to be like running and getting this crown. However, after you get a little bit more sophisticated, you can make teams of one set of friends against another set of friends, and then the crown is not who has the crown, but which team has the crown. So I'm about to get this crown. Does the typical move closer, and it'll start expanding as well, just like the items do. And then when you become more of an expert, and there are larger games, you can have your main team, but you can also have secret teams. And the way secret teams work is it's a way for you to incorporate politics into the game. So not only do you play in the physicality of the in real life to get this crown, but then you can also form alliances, and perhaps even alliances that are outside of the game, where y'all say, well, I'll be on this team publicly, but I'm going to be on your secret team, and right before I get the crown, I'll switch teams, and then we'll divide the spoils, all the skill tokens, among us ourselves. So it's a whole new. Oh, and finally, one other thing. I'll demonstrate this later. But so you can use, you can fight people. And it's a very basic fighting. Don't think of like, we're not going to have some 3D fighting here. But you can attack someone, and if their attack level falls to 0, they become immobilized. And you can, so you can do the whole like flanks and spear and all the things that you read about in Roman art of war inside of this game, especially with larger teams. So I think we covered everything. Crown, items, attacking, teams. There you go. Hope you enjoyed.